where points, where success will come from with Porzingis out. So a lot of Tim Hardaway Jr. in Game 4 had 21 points. Mavericks have shown they have some balance. That's a good start. Paul George, first try. He was questionable today with hip problems, having pain in both sides of the hip. But he does answer the bell and hits his first shot. There's George, misfires, offensive rebound along.
Trying to be aggressive early.
Maxi Kleber has had a woeful shooting series. He misses another three-pointer. He's just 1 for 17 now. That was a hot pass, too tall for Zubac.
Off that screen by his big man. I mean, that's what you want, guys. Getting you to the lane, giving you a little bit of extra room, and Kleber that time doing a good job.
George gets a friendly bounce. Paul George had a great bothered by Kawhi Leonard there. Burke's been terrific for the Mavericks. What a story he is, even competing in these playoffs. Here's George, can't get the bounce, keeps it alive. Another chance here for the Clippers. Paul George active early on the drive, trying to clear some space, and George scores at the basket.
And for making sure you put a focus on the killing of unarmed black men and women in America.
So heavy on the minds of fighting right now. Hopefully he does pull through this. But we need change, and we need to examine why we're here and own it and fix it. So it's on for the LA Clippers right now. They've opened up a 9-point lead. Doncic fouled by George. Clippers have brought a ton of energy tonight. They went on a big run, 24-2 at one point. Here's George. Morris keeps it.
His rhythm going. Doc Rivers trying to get him some confidence in there as well.
DeLon Wright off the Mavericks bench with Memphis last year. And Wright patient, gets the scoop and count them.
This Dallas team gets some pace going. They get easy looks. All Dallas needs is open space and an easy look. They'll knock it down. Look for them to try to increase the pace, and you have to do that by getting in the defensive lanes, getting a couple turnovers early.
If you're just joining us once again, as George on the take, takes on Boban and scores the layup. No Kristaps. Clippers came into this postseason with a defensive rating 5th best in the NBA, and that's the #2 offensive rating as well, right behind the Mavericks. Top 5 offensive at D1. Scoring inside, just like that. Mavericks need him. Here's George. Little set shot is good.
Pass,
I only had one house phone that people can call you on. Now you've got cell phones, you've got social media, all these people that can come at you with all this advice. Coach Doc Rivers said, I hope Paul George is listening to none of them.
Jared, you're so right. I mean, that makes
Burke delivers a mid-range jump shot.
You know what, Trey Burke to me has just been inspiring in these playoffs. When I watch him play, I watch him playing like he's trying to. Another shot by Paul George. I watched Trey Burke.
Waived by the Sixers. Did have playoff experience with Washington, but did not score 3 years ago in that playoff series as George. That's going to be an offensive foul with that Damian Lillard 37-foot dagger last year in Portland, and in Indiana the 2 years before that. George on the lob. They set up the first play for him, and Kawhi 78 on the board. There's a block inside. Zubac, a presence in the middle. Landry Shamet will find George. This feels like George is trying to put together a monster game right now, and all
will themselves to victory. They don't have that all-important 6-man, 20,000 screaming fans in their own arena.
Doncic with 14 and 7. George gets by, and he's fouled, and now this season. So this is his 5th game. The three-point shooting is down. The field goal shooting is down, but he's answered all of that here tonight, and he is aggressive on his way to the basket.
Others did, and that's the fraternity, the respect, and the game that you in the competition you must bring. You want to be one of the best, you got to prove it every night. And now that everybody's
excellent defender, went right to the ball. Here's Doncic now working on Zubac. Quick release, no. George with a rebound. Clippers trying to push it down the corner. That is Shamet for 3. Last couple of games here has been a nice ad for them. Paul George stacking up big numbers. And he fires up over Hardaway, can't get it to go. It's TV and radio, and go through the whole season, put in the work, and not able to be here to experience the bubble. thinking about those guys too. They're doing a great job covering these games.
Definitely.
Burke, man, as he found his team and his game here in the bubble. His second playoff series. Hadn't scored a point in the playoffs until this year. George fouled by Buddy. When he's on the floor, they return the favor for him. Love seeing that. This is a tight-knit group. George leaves it. Montrez Harrell. And now they're up. Game 6, 9 p.m. Eastern. Just go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app for more details. Paul George, 13th career 30-point
You could take a
playoff game.
especially after the job is done. Why push it?
Shamit's at the scorer's table. George looking for one more chance here. He's got Justin Jackson on him. He goes to the hole.